The last time I made you guys chicken rice, right? One of my comfort food, one of my childhood dishes. So today I'm gonna be making omurice. Yeah, it's kind of similar to that. It's actually very similar to that recipe. But today I'm gonna be using butter instead of oil to cook the rice part of the dish, and then I'll make the omelette part, which is actually not that difficult. Now, this is not the very fancy omurice you see at the restaurants, you know, where you split the top open and it's like blah. No. This is the very retro type, the type that mothers make at home for their kids. Ingredients are quite simple. Again, we have a bowl of rice, cooked rice. We have 2 eggs, salt, pepper, quarter of an onion. We have the canned peas and canned mushrooms. Once again, you can use fresh ones. They do taste better if you're using fresh ones, but I kind of wanted to make it like really authentically my mother. And then we have a piece of chicken. I'm using a chicken tenderloin. Yeah, we want to take that part off. That part is a little tough. And of course, we also need ketchup. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we are going to cut up the chicken into bite-sized pieces. Like that. I forgot to mention on my other video, I think, you can use any part of your chicken. You can use thigh meat, you can use breast meat. It's really up to you. Okay, so chicken is done. And then here's my quarter of an onion. That's all you need for 1 serving. We're going to chop this. It doesn't have to be perfect, don't worry. Okay, that's good, that's good. There we go, there we go. I know I'm not being very professional, but you know what? That's okay. So I was just about to start cooking for you guys, but guess what? I'm all out of butter. I'm sorry. I'm going to be using oil instead. But if you want to use butter, please use butter. All you need is maybe like 1 nice pat of butter, like a tablespoon of good quality butter instead of the oil I'm going to be using right now. Gomennasai ne. Alright, so here's my oil. Once again, please use butter if you prefer butter. It tastes good both ways. A lot of people do prefer the butter though, because it does make it taste a little bit richer. We're going to add in our onions and chicken pieces. Okay, and we are going to stir fry this until the chicken is fully cooked. Satoshi finds using the spatula here easier. For some reason, I find using chopsticks easier. I'm using these long chopsticks. These are not used to eat. These are used for cooking, which is why they're longer. I used a spatula to make the chicken rice on the last video. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I had a hard time controlling the spatula for some reason. I don't know why. I use spatula, say if I'm making like eggs, like eggs and ham or an omelette. But for stir frying, I prefer chopsticks. Once again, my eyes are getting watery from the onions. Never fails. Funny thing is, when I asked Satoshi about his childhood and what his mom used to cook him, it's quite different from what my mother used to make me. Like his mother used to make more, I don't know, like Japanese dishes, I think. Whereas my mother made a lot of Yoshoku But I think Yoshoku used to be trendy when she was younger. Maybe that's why. My mother did like trendy things. Okay, so my ingredients are cooked. My chicken's completely cooked. I'm gonna add in my big bowl of rice. There we go, that goes in. So that is about, guess what? This is about 2 cups of rice. Because I am making enough for 2 people. When you're making chicken rice, this is something I forgot to say on my chicken rice video, is you want to make sure that your rice is not watery. Yeah, or your rice is mushy, then that would result in like a mushy chicken rice dish, and that's not good. Okay, once you've sort of mixed everything together with the rice, we're gonna season with ketchup. So, yeah, actually you kind of need a lot of ketchup, but I do need to save some to top off my my omurice. And then add a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt. You can always go back and season it a little more later. And then give it a mix. We're gonna cook this for about a minute more. Oh, it smells so good, guys. It's nice to be cooking again. I don't know if you know this, but when we first started the Tabi Eats channel, it did start out as a cooking channel. It did. We cooked a lot. And that was our main content. And then we started adding travel to it. We used to release, I think, 3 cooking videos every week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then we had travel videos on Tuesday and Thursday. Or 1 travel video, 1 food review. Something like that. Yeah, we released 6 videos per week. Crazy, right? Okay. That is looking great. That is looking great. You can give it a quick taste. And if you feel like it needs a little more salt or ketchup, go ahead and do that. Yep, I think that's about right. So I'm done with my chicken rice. Okay, I'm going to transfer the rice to a plate. Like that. Okay, so that's about half. And since we're making omurice today, you kind of want to shape it right now in the shape that you want. It's usually kind of oval in shape like this. Like that. If you go to the restaurant, they have a mold for this, but you don't need that. You're just making it for yourself, right? You don't even need to do this, but this does make it look nicer. There we go. Right now we're going to make the omelet part, guys. So I'm going to be cracking 2 eggs into a bowl. We're just making a very simple omelet here. I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt. And then, that's the eggs. We're going to give this a quick mix. Just like we're making, you know, a regular omelet. Yeah. There we go. That's totally fine. I have not made omurice in a very long time, so I hope it comes out. Let's see. Wish me luck. Warming up my frying pan. Once it's hot enough, I'm gonna add in some oil. Once again, you can use butter instead of the oil. That's up to you. I'm using oil because, like I said, my mother doesn't like butter. So I'm trying to replicate her recipe as authentic as possible. All right, I think it's hot enough. So dump in the egg mixture, and then give it a swirl it around where we want to create a thin omelet, and immediately I'm gonna scramble. I'm gonna start scrambling the center like that, and then swirl it around again. And this helps create a fluffy omelet. Okay. Now some people like runny eggs for their omurice, but my mother doesn't. She actually likes her egg really well cooked. Like, this is the point where you would take it off the stove right now and make the omurice. But I'm just gonna cook it a little bit longer. Okay, I turned off the heat because I believe my egg is looking perfect. So this is what my egg looks like, my omelet. You don't want it too dry. All right, here we go, guys. It is time. It is time to put the egg on top. Oops, no. Wrong. I was doing the wrong thing. I make it like this now, but that's not what my mom used to do. This is what she did, guys. She put the rice in the middle of the omurice. Yeah, she would put the chicken rice here, right on the frying pan. Like so. I hope it turns out. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I have not made this in like forever, and I don't really remember how she did it, but it's coming back. The memories are coming back. Okay, something like that. You would lift this up, and then she would just kind of slide the whole thing onto the plate like this, and just fold the egg over. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can do this. She just kind of, you have to kind of shove this to the side. You just kind of roll it over. How did she do it? She kind of roll it over. Yeah, something like that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she just kind of roll it over like that. So she would just tuck the egg in here, just underneath the rice. And then she showed the pretty part like this. Sometimes she would have a hole like that. That's okay. And then you would top it off with some ketchup. That's how she used to do it. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And this, my friends, is my mother's really easy to do at home omurice. There we go, now it's complete. My mother's omurice. Ta-da! Itadakimasu. There you go. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Look at that. You see the chicken rice with the pea inside. It's wrapped in omelette. Topped with a little ketchup. Itadakimasu. Oh yeah. Mmm. Oh, so good. Mmm. That's yummy. Mmm. That is yummy. That is yummy. My omurice did not come out perfect, but it's totally fine. Yeah, kind of looks like my mom's omurice. It looked exactly like this, to be honest with you. I mean, her omurice was never perfect, but they tasted great. Wow. That combination of egg omelet with the chicken rice is so delicious. The onions give it a nice sweetness. Delicious! Oishii desu. Guys, I have not seen my mother in over a year. I don't think this has ever happened in my entire life. Never, ever. No matter where I lived, I think I saw my mother somewhere. She either came to visit me or I went to visit her. Even when I lived in Philadelphia, she came to visit me with my sister. Even when I lived in Osaka, she came to visit me, I think, like twice. So like I mentioned before, I'm gonna continue making or replicating my mother's recipes on this channel to honor my mother. And yeah, I want to make as many of the dishes that I can remember so I don't forget. So I don't forget her cooking for me. Yeah, those were some of my fondest memories of my childhood. Alright guys, with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please give it a try. You know, it's not high-end food or anything, but it is Japanese comfort food at its best. Give it a try, and I do hope you like it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye. And that is your pork tamago sandwich. This is what it looks like from the side. I do have to say my egg is kind of overflowing.